it's Nancy. This is my first YouTube video. I'm driving on the left in the UK. When I was planning my trip, I was trying to find a video that would help me learn how to drive on the left, and I couldn't find any. So I'm going to make this video for future people who want to drive, and if you found this video, then you must be planning a trip to the UK and you're planning to rent a car. So here's my tips and tricks for driving on the left. We are driving on the M25. M for motorway. M is where you want to be. If it's the M, motorways are the easiest thing to drive. They're the most familiar to us in the United States. So the only difference is the traffic oncoming is on the other side of the road, but almost everything else is pretty familiar. So you just have to stay between the lines and stay behind the car in front of you. It shouldn't be any problem to drive on a motorway. The only difference is that the faster vehicles are going to be on your right and the slow lanes are going to be on your left. So if you want to go slow like I do, you will try to stay over to the left as much as possible. And your exits are on the left. Of course, you may get stuck behind somebody and you have to go around, but the easiest way to drive on the left, I found, is on a motorway. So if you can find your route and plan to stay on the M roads, it's going to be an easier trip for you. A couple of things that I've noticed took a minute to get used to was, one, spatially, I feel like I'm way too far over on the right. I'm hugging the line on the right, but my passengers are saying that it's actually correct, that we're in the middle of the lane, and it feels a little strange to be this far over because of where the driver's seat is. The second thing is the mirrors. Used to turning to my right to see the rear view mirror, and here I have to turn to the left to see the rear view mirror, and on my right though I can see quite a bit in the mirror to look what's behind me. It is a little bit different, and to see the other mirror, you really have to turn your head to the left to see it. So it's a little bit more to get used to, just orienting yourself towards the middle of the lane and to see where the other vehicles are around you. So on some of the highways there's a guideline to keep your distance behind the car in front of you. These chevrons, these little marks in the road, you're supposed to keep at least 2 away from the car in front of you, and that's a helpful guideline when driving on the left. You see that car up there? This is what you do not want to happen. Okay, so this is a smaller road, not a highway, and you'll see that the lanes are very narrow, and sometimes there's not even room for 2 cars to pass. But this is a left-hand turn. Left-hand turns are very easy because you're already in the left-hand lane and you're just going left and staying close to the side of the road. So it's very easy, and they let you in. Should be no problem. So you continue on the left. The one thing you will run into on all of these A roads is roundabouts. There's millions of them. And
at the roundabout, take the second exit onto A141, Spittles Way.
They're easy, except you just have to be paying attention to which direction the oncoming traffic's going to come from. So they're going to come from your right. You want to keep an eye on the people coming up for your right. On your left, they will stop, and then you can just exit to the left. So some roads are a little too narrow for oncoming traffic, and they seem to park right in the road. So there's times when you'll have to sort of move over into oncoming traffic to get around things. What I try to do is just really go slow and stick to the middle of the lane as much as possible. Don't watch the oncoming traffic and don't swerve too much to avoid them, and center yourself. I'm going to do a right-hand turn, so you have to make sure that you clear the oncoming traffic and go all the way around the far side and end up on the left-hand side of the road. That's the tricky part of the right-hand turns.
Now turn right.
So I guess that's all I have for driving on the left. I wanted to film a part where you're on a small lane and you have hedgerows on your left and there's only one lane and there's cars coming straight at you, but I'll let you guys experience that for yourselves. It's terrifying, and if you can avoid the small roads, I would avoid them at all costs. But if you do have to go on those kind of lanes that are just basically one lane with traffic going both ways, just really take it slow. Don't worry about cars pushing you from behind and pull over at every chance you get to let the other drivers by you, because that's the scariest part of driving on the left. Anyway, I'll finish this video and return my rental car intact, and I'll hope that this video was helpful. Bye.